The day me father ripped my acceptance letter into confetti, the air in our cramped living room thickened like the dust on the windowsill. His knuckles white on the armrest, his eyes blazing with a fury that wasn't just anger but a deep, wounded pride. Ridiculous, he spat, the word tasting like ashes. A asterisk painter asterisk. You think smearing colors on canvas will feed us? You think it'll put a roof over your head? You're an embarrassment, Alex. A asterisk disgrace asterisk to this family. You'll fail just like you always do. You'll come crawling back here broke and useless and we'll have to take you in again. Is that what you want? To be the laughingstock of the whole town. The laughter that followed wasn't just from my siblings, huddled in the doorway, their faces twisted in cruel amusement. It was the laughter of a family who saw only the absurdity of my dream, the sheer, unfathomable waste of my potential. They saw a boy chasing shadows, a fool squandering his future on something as ephemeral as a sunset. They told me explicitly that I was destined for failure, that my ambition was a stain on our name. They told me I was an embarrassment, a constant reminder of what asterisk not to be. I left that night not with a suitcase full of hope but with a heart hollowed out by their scorn. The dream of brushstrokes and galleries felt like a fragile, beautiful thing crushed beneath the weight of their disbelief. I packed my few belongings, the canvas and paints I couldn't bear to leave behind, and walked out into the cold, indifferent night. The path ahead was a blank canvas itself, smeared with the indelible ink of their rejection. I was alone, adrift, carrying the crushing weight of their judgment like a millstone around my neck. The pursuit wasn't easy. Years blurred into a relentless grind, nights spent in cold, windowless studios, the smell of turpentine and despair thick in the air. Days wasted on dead-end jobs, the sting of rejection letters piling up like tombstones. There were moments I wanted to call home, to beg for forgiveness, to confess my failure. But the memory of their laughter, the searing humiliation of their words, fueled a fire I didn't know I possessed. I worked with a ferocity born of wounded pride and a desperate need to prove them wrong asterisk. I learned the business of art, the politics of galleries, the sheer, brutal reality of making a living from something beautiful. I didn't just survive, I thrived. My paintings found homes in prestigious collections, my name became synonymous with a fresh, bold vision. The ridicule that had once defined me became the fuel for my ascent. I became a name they couldn't ignore, a success they couldn't dismiss. Now standing on the edge of the land I had reclaimed, the land that was once barren, now a vibrant tapestry of life, I felt the old ache. The ache of their scorn, the ache of the years spent proving them wrong. I had transformed not just the land but my own destiny. I had built something tangible, something enduring, something that spoke louder than any insult. The time for silence was over, the time for their reckoning had come. I drove the dusty pickup truck up the familiar dirt road, the crunch of gravel under the tires echoing the silence that had hung over our house for so long. The old farmhouse loomed, unchanged, a monument to the past I had escaped. I parked, turned off the engine and took a deep breath. The scent of earth, of growth, was stronger here, a testament to the life I had forged. The front door creaked open. My father stood there, his face etched with lines of age and perhaps, I dared to hope, a flicker of something else. "Alex," his voice was rough, uncertain. I stepped forward not as the boy they mocked but as the man I had become. I held out my hand not for forgiveness but for acknowledgement. "Dad, Mom, I'm back." The silence that followed was deafening. My mother appeared behind him, her eyes wide, her mouth slightly open. My siblings, now adults, emerged from the shadows, their expressions a mix of shock, confusion, and dawning horror. They saw me not as the dreamer but as the architect of something monumental. They saw the land transformed. They saw the thriving ecosystem, the evidence of a vision they had dismissed as folly. My father's gaze swept over the land, then back to me, his jaw tightened. You did it, you actually did it." The words hung in the air, thick and heavy. The laughter, the derision, the explicit declarations of failure, they all came crashing back, amplified 1,000-fold by the sheer, undeniable reality of what I had built. This wasn't just success, it was vindication. Poetic justice served not with bitterness but with the quiet, crushing weight of truth. I didn't need to say anything else. The land spoke for me. The vibrant fields, the clear streams, the thriving wildlife, it was a testament to perseverance, to the power of a dream pursued against all odds. It was proof that the ridicule, the humiliation, the belief in my inevitable failure had only forged a stronger will, a sharper vision. My mother stepped forward, tears streaming down her face. "Oh, Alex, we were so wrong, so terribly, terribly wrong." My father looked at the land, then at me, his expression unreadable, a fortress finally breached. You proved us all wrong, he muttered, the words barely audible. The siblings stood frozen, their earlier amusement replaced by a profound, uncomfortable silence. They saw the consequences of their derision. They saw the man I had become, not because I sought their approval, but because I refused to let their doubt define me. They saw the barren land they had dismissed, now a thriving testament to possibility. I didn't offer apologies. I offered no grand speeches. I simply stood there, the architect of my own redemption, the master of my own fate. The laughter was gone, replaced by a stunned, heavy silence. The embarrassment was gone, replaced by the undeniable, irrefutable evidence of my triumph. The dream they had deemed ridiculous had not only succeeded, it had flourished, proving that the greatest revenge is not bitterness, but the quiet, unwavering pursuit of one's own truth. And in that moment, standing on the land I had reclaimed, I understood the profound lesson. True success isn't just about building something beautiful. It's about building something that silences the doubters, not with anger, but with the sheer, undeniable weight of reality. The karma's ledger had been settled not with vengeance, but with the quiet, powerful stroke of a brush on canvas, or the careful planting of a seed that grew into a forest. The ending wasn't just happy. It was profoundly, beautifully, irrevocably right.